Hi folks, today we're going to take a look at Siberian Tiger, where we get to see an update from him about what happened in the courtroom from his perspective, and a glimpse of him at a city council meeting. But before we start today's video, as always, a big thank you to all of my current and new channel members and subscribers. Without all of your support, I couldn't keep the channel going, so I want to thank you all personally from the bottom of my heart. And a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Aura. We're online a lot, and let's be real, there's a lot of shady things online these days, and this is where today's sponsor, Aura, can come in and help you. Aura is an all-in-one digital security, protecting your personal data, monitoring your credit for you, has parental controls, VPN, antivirus, gives you 24-hour protection, and offers you a $1 million identity theft insurance policy. And why is Aura important to protect you? Well, we see a lot of things online that lead us to some websites that steal our data, then sell that stuff off to data brokers who can sell it and resell it, causing you to get spam calls, junk emails, and sign you up for things you didn't even want. But not only that, Aura puts an end to those pesky scam calls, the spam emails, and not only that, it can get your data removed from data brokering websites without you having to move a finger. Aura is offering you a free 14-day trial by using my link in the description box and signing up at aura.com/NCR or scanning the QR code. That's aura.com/NCR or scan the QR code for your free 14-day trial, and don't leave your data unsecured. Thank you again to Aura for sponsoring today's video, and don't forget to sign up for your free 14-day trial. Not only is it the best way to help keep your personal data safe, but it's the best way to help support me and the channel. With all that being said, let's enjoy today's video.
Now, if you've been following it a little bit, I was supposed to have a traffic hearing. It was prolonged until I did the video of them not actually scheduling the trial. So I guess that kind of sparked their interest in seeing how I would perform at court. So on October 29th, they finally scheduled that trial hearing for the alleged charges of driving without driving privileges and driving without proof of liability insurance. Anyway, the day I arrived, this was a pretty interesting day. Now, I was the only person scheduled for that day, only defendant. When I arrived, the courtroom was open. The alleged deputy, my accuser, was already sitting at his desk. There was other staff, clerks, but the judge was not presiding. And they wouldn't even let me in to even be present in the courtroom until judge actually sat at his bench.
Okay, so you're still trying to play off as the victim because you didn't have insurance and you were supposed to be driving with insurance, and that your driving privileges in the state of Washington were suspended? Yeah, that's a common thing that will happen if those things are not in the right ways they're supposed to be. And when it comes to not being allowed in the courtroom until the judge is actually at the bench, well, that's up to the court's discretion. The judge makes the rules for their courtrooms. And if the judge says nobody's allowed in there other than court staff until he's ready to take the bench, then that's how it has to be. It's not a conspiracy. It's not a violation of your rights. It's not a violation of due process. It's just the judge's rules. So far, this just sounds like a typical day in a courtroom. But how can this be a violation and retaliation towards the Siberian kitten?
Now, when the court trial started, it was quite evident that all of that was taking place was pretty much a setup for me to have judge any kind of reason to hold me in contempt of court, which he eventually did. Confined me unlawfully to 48-hour sentence. I'm still awaiting an official order by the judge, by the way. I haven't gotten it yet, even though I submitted a public records request. And this took place on the 29th. The staff responded to me that they are not going to have it ready until November 10th, or by the 10th, okay? Let's just say by the 10th. So, this judge was the initial judge who, on August 6th, threw me out of the courtroom because I was taking notes of the very same deputy that conducted the traffic stop. I called him out for breaking the law of driving his motorcycle on the sidewalk. There's also a video of that. I'm going to try to leave all the links so you guys can follow up if anybody is kind of catching up to the story now.
Shenanigans.
Na 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 na.
Shenanigans.
Na 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 na.
And we're calling shenanigans, folks, because our friend the Siberian Kitten here is trying to mislead you. He's trying to make it sound like the deputy was driving on the sidewalk instead of the road, even though the road was open. No, that was not what happened. The motorcycle cop was driving on the sidewalk to get off of the court property into the road that the sidewalk was going towards. It wasn't like he was gunning it down like a Mel Gibson movie in the 80s. He was simply on there for probably less than 10 seconds and just going at a slow speed to get onto the roadway. Siberian Tiger here wants to make it sound like he was breaking the law. If anything, in a violation sense, it could be a violation of department policy, which would be a verbal reprimand or a write-up in his jacket, maybe some training, but nothing too serious. And the judge is well aware of your shenanigans that you have caused in many other courtrooms, because we've seen how you act in courtrooms. We've seen you become hostile towards judges, defense, the witnesses who are going against you, the prosecution. You are the biggest asshole in the room because it's your actions that do that, Siberian Kitten.
But I don't want to make this a very long introduction. But primarily I want to focus on what actually took place on October 29th. Now when I was released, I was pleasantly surprised to see that my wife, who is usually a very supporting wife, but she kind of made it clear to me that, honey, I'm going to support you, I'm going to stand by you, I'm going to be your wife no matter what. We made a commitment to each other in marriage. But I would like to stay out of the politics of some sort, that she doesn't want what I'm doing to affect her personally, because it takes a toll. And it's not a negative thing. I absolutely understand where she's coming from, and I get it.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Do you really get it, though? Because you're dragging your wife down the path of a frauditor. You're dragging her down a pathway that's going to get her in more legal trouble. Not only are you doing this to your wife, you're doing it to your kids. You have one of your sons out there already with you auditing, who should be in school because he's probably in the age range of 14 to 17. That boy should be in school, getting an education, not going out with daddy to harass cops because you've got to prove that you're the bigger and better man. No, you don't get what you're doing. You're harming your family's reputation. You're harming your family's future. You're putting everything in jeopardy over your YouTube channel.
Because not all of us are called to be the type of patriots that would be on the front line of this battle. And it's not her battle per se. So, but I was pleasantly surprised to see her overcome even her own maybe personal objections, personal feelings, personal beliefs, and reservations in a time where she needed to step up as an American patriot.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
She had the courage to do so. And I'm damn proud of my wife. And to all you haters out there, I don't give a damn. You know what? I absolutely love the message that my son has put in the front of that video. Because it sparked your damn curiosity to go and watch the entire video and still comment. Because, let me put it to you like this. The algorithm is gonna have to be picked up. Because you were so curious and now wanted to leave a negative comment that it actually did the opposite. It actually positive. You see? I raised a good family of Jews. We are the most clever people you will ever meet. I'm so damn proud of my family. Now I'm raising true generation of patriots. You understand?
No, we understand that you're using your religion and stereotypes to benefit your channel. Yeah, that's not really that smart. We also understand that you're raising your son for failure. You know, getting your son into auditing is stupid. Getting your son into politics would be smart. You know, having him get a full education of both the legislation, the executive, the judicial branches, getting him to understand that with a fundamental understanding of what his constitutional rights are, that would be fine. But to encourage him to go out with you to do audits, to encourage him to, provoke confrontations like this online for monetary gains on a YouTube channel is just foolish. Because what's going to happen? Is your son going to start his own YouTube channel? Is he going to start doing audits? What are you going to do when he's doing audits and he gets arrested? Are you going to be proud of him for having a criminal record? Are you going to be proud of him for flushing his college career down the drain before he can even start? That is the things that a horrible parent would do.
I'm sparking my own family members to do exactly what America is all about. So, that was 5 minutes of introduction about my family and a little bit about a judge. Now, what has this judge started to do? Well, anyway, so as the cop finished his statements, now it is my turn to engage and ask my questions and do a direct cross-examination. I started leading some questions about officer's truthfulness in his official police report. Now, just as I was going to establish that he is a liar, like the statement that he made that I refused to provide my driver's license, which was false, and the evidence supported, immediately he started objection to those questions, and the judge began to protect him.
Right.
And stepping into his defense and sustaining the objection. And I called the judge out. Previously to that, judge has multiple times intentionally was warning me, interrupting me in my questions and in the statements that I was making, just to ascertain some sort of a rules about how I should be conducting myself. In fact, I would even raise my hand and act like a schoolboy. It's like, well, maybe you should put like a light here, a red light, green light. If it's red, I shouldn't speak. When it's green, I could speak. And finally, when I redressed him, and I told judge, you need to stop acting like a defense attorney for the state. Because he was not acting like a judge.
Here's the truth. You were acting like the arrogant prick that you like to be in court. You know, there's some things you should do in court. There's some things you shouldn't do in court. One thing you should do in court is, listen to what the judge has to tell you, because the judge makes the rules in the courtroom. One thing you should never do is piss off a judge. Another thing you shouldn't do is mouth off to the judge. And I've seen you in court. I've seen the video depositions you have done. I've seen you at arraignment hearings and status hearings. You mouth off to the judge every time a judge says something that you don't like. Now, instead of saying, Your Honor, I disagree with that, you usually fly off and tell him, do not tell me what to do. I am the man here. This is my case. You are my servant. Again, that's how he acts. So if the judge gave you fair warning to not do that and you continue to, it's fairly clear and obvious why you got held in contempt.
And that was it. That was the draw for him. He sentenced me, and stated on record that that statement was offensive. So, I'm gonna post his picture for you, his information from the state bar. I don't encourage anybody to harass him, but you are more than welcome to petition your government and redress your grievances, because he is both acting as a private attorney in his private practice as well as a municipal judge in multiple municipalities throughout Oregon. So when he's in that capacity and in both of those capacities, you are more than welcome to exercise your constitutional rights of freedom of speech and petition your government and redress your grievances. Just be aware that that you don't overstep those boundaries and you don't turn that into a method of harassment.
Oh, so it looks like you've learned something. You've probably learned something from Lane Myers and the armed fishermen who have been punished for doing these exact acts of sending out phone numbers and telling people to redress their government with air quotes to only harass them. I mean, I've done a video showing the armed fishermen laughing at people, threatening and making harassing phone calls to the sheriff's office in Florida. We all know what happened with Lane Myers. Frauders have turned a fundamental tool of us as a great nation of redressing our government with our grievances and our issues that we have with policies and laws to a weapon to harass. And the government is fighting back. This is the problem with frauditing. They'll take our rights, weaponize them to the point where they will abuse them and abuse people and harass people and argue, I'm fighting for the freedoms. I'm fighting for people's freedoms. You are not. You are just being a bully.
But if you see him on the street, if you see him anywhere in public property, if you want to come by his office and stand on the public sidewalk and private public sidewalk, not on private property, but just on a public sidewalk, and do whatever it is that you feel like doing as a free citizen in the exercise of your constitutional rights, go for it. That's what America is all about. And that's what I intend to do. So, the reason I postponed my update is because just yesterday, on November 4th, I visited the City Hall and petitioned my government and redressed my grievances. This is going to be the following video.
Yes, let's see how he acted at that city council meeting at the City Hall in Happy Valley. So, get ready, because it's going to be a hell of a lot crazier than it was already.
Officer, deputies, identify yourself for me.
What's that?
Identify yourself for me.
Yeah, I'm Deputy Tharp,
And your ID number,
58160.
sir?
Marcus Mendoza, 45049.
Thank you. Anybody carries a business card on their person?
Not at the moment, sir.
Okay.
The next one, and whoever this is, you'll need to forgive me on your name, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Mr. I'll spell it. Last name, Kribolenkob. Please come forward.
Get ready, everybody. He's about to do something stupid.
Hello?
Bill, please, could you just pronounce your name so we know we get it right?
Sure. First name is Leonid, and last name is Krivolenko.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, go ahead, you have 3 minutes to say whatever you would like to say to the council.
Excellent. So I'm here to make an official introduction of myself to you councilors. As an entire body, I think the most proper description of this establishment, it's a hellhole filled with evil demonic creatures in human form.
Are you like a crazy person?
Now, I'm a resident of Clark County currently, but a long-time resident since about early 1990s of this county, where I worked, lived, started my family. You all remember Maya and Frank when it became Macy's. I started with them, worked at the warehouse, just a little in Milwaukee. Anyway, so I came across some events that disturbed me as an American, because corruption seems to be very rampant here, and it seems like you all got accustomed, including all your deputies, judges, employees, that nobody's going to put any rein on you, or nobody's going to put any brakes in your corruption. Judge Larry Blake Jr. is the most vile piece of crap that should never be presiding as a judge. Biased as hell, corrupt as hell. Now, I'm not going to refrain from using whatever language I want to, so if there's any minors here that do not want to be offended by any of that language, you can leave now. So, pieces of crap. God sent me to clean this shit up for you, since you can't do it on your own.
You know, when you make statements like that God sent me, you really lose a lot of credibility here. Now, I'm a religious man myself. I believe in God. I believe in doing unto others as they have done unto me. But when you go out to a city council meeting and you start saying things like that and telling that if they don't like what you have to say that they need to leave, well, you kind of come off as a bit of a jerk and a bit of a dumbass and kind of a crazy person at the same time. It's weird that you could do all three at once, but somehow, Siberian Tiger, he pulls it off well. But yes, he has a right to redress his government. He has a right to redress, the city council, but he doesn't even live in this city. He doesn't reside there. He doesn't live in that county. But he's doing this for what purpose? Try to intimidate them because he got a ticket and got found in contempt? Because he broke the law? These are the moves of a bully and an asshole, and, well, you're definitely being both right now.
Now I demand that this piece of garbage be removed from bench.
Bottom line, not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen! No, not gonna happen!
He's the one that started retaliation against me for calling out one of your cops sitting in that chair, driving his motorcycle right on that sidewalk. Now, when I came in and filed a complaint against him, you know that guy, Campbell? Still, this court has not issued a summons according to the law, as I am a citizen allowed to bring a complaint by a private party. Corrupt as hell, official misconduct, along with the judges, retaliating against me. Then I was retaliated and pulled over on a traffic stop, and when I came here as a trial, I was held in contempt for exactly calling out the crap, for exactly speaking my mind, for exactly exercising my constitutional rights. Why? Because this piece of shit got offended because I told him don't act like an attorney defending the state. Well, maybe he should bring some balls on December 3rd when I'm gonna come back. Because when I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna bring the power of heaven down here. So all you pieces of shit better damn know. You screw with me, you screw with my God. You better not offend my God of Israel, because he doesn't take it lightly when his children are touched. Am I clear?
You just told your viewers not to threaten the government, to not threaten the judge, not to do any things that would cross the line, but yet here you are crossing that line. I mean, those could be considered threats. I mean, are you threatening them? Because that's what it sounds like. What's going to happen if they don't do what you want? Are you going to bring down the hammer of God? Dude, you are coming off as the next Lane Meyer. I see that in your future. You are going to be arrested for the exact same thing that he was. For the exact same actions. I mean, you're going to go to the federal courthouse and start yelling and cussing and get arrested there? Are you going to go to court, argue with the judge, and get held in contempt again? Because all you're doing is pissing off people around you. You're not, fixing any issues you're having. You're not addressing the government. It just sounds like you're trying to boss them around because you're a sad little man.
Good. Get it on with it. Let's go, son.
Thank you, sir.
You laugh now.
No, I'll stay. I'll stay. Why not? Let's hear what else somebody's got up to say. It is my right. I'll stay. Come on. Next one. Go. I'll chuckle too. Who's next?
And the next order of business is the consent agenda. I need a motion to accept the consent.
I thought so.
And it looks like that prediction of mine might have some merit to it. We're ending the video here. The rest of the video is just him walking outside with his son and him just mumbling to himself. Clearly, he hasn't learned his lesson from his 48 hours in jail. Perhaps he'll learn it again on December 3rd. You know, knowing how he acts, I can see him being found in contempt over and over again and actually becoming the next Lane Myers. So if you guys liked this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm. Don't forget to check out my second channel, the podcast, and don't forget to sign up for your free 14-day trial of Aura. With all that being said, be well, be safe, and I will see you guys next time. And I want to give a very special thank you to all members of the news team. Without all of your support, I couldn't keep this channel going, so I want to thank you all personally from the bottom of my heart. You guys mean the world to me, and I could never thank you enough. You guys rock.